No, I'll just need the room for tonight. Oh, and one more thing. What's the best bottle of champagne that you have? French? Yes, that's perfect. Okay, I would like a chilled bottle waiting for me in my room when I arrive. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do have something to celebrate. See you then.
Hello, David.
Erica.
The mask is an idea of Dr. Fascinella's to really protect my wounds. Kind of a Zorro thing.
So, when did you get back from Rio?
Just about an hour ago, I came directly here from the airport.
But you're feeling okay. I mean, your heart is...
My heart is fine. I'd like to tell you what Dr. Fascinella said about my face. Unless, that is, you're afraid to hear about it.
Of course, I would like to hear what Fascinella's prognosis is, Erica.
Well, as soon as I arrived, he gave me copies of all of his research. And he asked me to read all these papers thoroughly so I would understand his method of reconstruction.
Well, that's Eduardo. He doesn't believe in keeping the process a secret.
No, and actually there were quite graphic before and after photos.
But that didn't put you off.
No, I really appreciated his candor and his results. After that, he examined my scars, and he took a tissue sample, and then he redressed my wounds.
And?
And he thinks that I'm a very good candidate for his method of reconstruction. He thinks I have a chance at complete reconstruction.
Erica, that's wonderful. That's what I was hoping to hear. So you are going forward?
Yes. Yes, I am. Of course, Dr. Fascinella cannot guarantee 100% recovery, but he has a lot of confidence, and that confidence is very contagious. Also, seeing some of his results, that's also very hopeful to me. I actually met one of his patients. He was this darling 8-year-old little boy who had been born with such very severe deformities that his own father had rejected him. And now David, he's perfect. He's this beautiful little boy. I mean, the transformation has been miraculous.
Well, he's only one of many that Fascinella has helped.
Oh, I believe it. And I believe in him. I never did feel that I was really in the hands of an artist when I was with Dr. Weiss.
Well, from what I understand, Weiss is an excellent surgeon, but he's not doing any breakthrough work. Now, Fascinella has been at the top of his field for the last 8 years.
And I never even would have heard about him if it hadn't been for you.
Well, I'm sure somebody would have pointed you in his direction.
I'm not sure about that. Thank you, David. I mean that.
I'm glad I could be of help.
Well, not yet. Because Erica doesn't leave confidential papers just sitting around so I can grab them. Well, you want to scoop, you want headlines, Jerry. Keep Val busy. For as long as possible so I can snoop around the office. I'm sorry. Miss Kane isn't available right now. If you care to leave a message, I will make certain that someone gets back to you. I will let her know that. You're welcome.
What are you doing in here, Vanessa?
Well, may I ask the same thing? It's Janice, isn't it?
Janet Dillon.
Oh, right, and we've met. I'm just no good at names.
No good at numbers either.
Excuse me?
I do the books here, and I just want to know about some of these expenditures. Would this be your signature?
That?
Yeah.
Yes, it's mine. Erica asked me to keep an eye on things while she was away. What, are you pitching into?
No, this is my regular job.
Oh! What, you're Erica's bookkeeper?
And friend. I try to look out for her best interests.
Oh, I understand. This is a labor of love for me, too.
Really?
Well, Erica's mail was piling up so badly at home, I thought I'd drop it off to Val. When I got here, the poor fellow seemed so overwhelmed, he pressed me into service somehow.
That doesn't sound like Val.
Well, as I understand it, the suppliers are very tense. The stockholders want answers for this free fall, and that dreadful Jerry Reeves keeps calling every 2 minutes. Is there something I can do for you?
Yes. You can tell me if Erica knows you're authorizing these expenditures.
Do you think I'd do something behind her back?
Just answer the question.
Well, I do know that Erica's trying to keep a buzz on the Return to Glamour campaign. And I've tried to reach her in South America. The phones are so complicated.
Oh, so you haven't actually spoken to Erica?
Well, no, but I'm sure that I will shortly.
Why don't you just drop the act, Vanessa, and give me a direct answer?
I don't understand your tone, Janet. I mean, Erica asked me to step in, try to maintain some order. That is all I'm trying to do.
She didn't ask you to take over.
Well, no one could. Excuse me. You know, they make these phones so complicated anymore, I can hardly... Hello? Yes, this is Miss Bennett. Oh, well, offer them a chair in the reception. Or bring them some spring water, whatever. I'll be right there. Or tell them not to leave. You see what I mean? Temp can't handle the problem in reception. This never stops.
Hey, you ready, Toots? I got us a reservation at that new bistro where they slap the bread right on the table. No basket, no knife, nothing.
Boy, if I got something to tell you, close the door.
What's up?
I came in here a few minutes ago, and guess who I found planted behind Erica's desk?
Don't even tell me. The Bennett woman. I just passed Her Majesty on my way in.
She says Erica asked her to help.
Do what?
I don't know. All she's done is spend money so far.
The woman is nothing but a blood-sucking bat. Wait till I tell you what she did to Erica. You won't believe it.
Oh, Opal. You know, I'm delighted to see you. Honestly, did Erica press you into service, too?
No, my SOS went off all on its own.
Well, guess we're all in this together then, aren't we?
So fast, Queenie. I know exactly what you have been up to.
So what's your next move? When do you see Fascinella again?
In a month. That's when he can perform the operation.
Is that okay for you?
Well, it has to be. He's my only hope. And in the meantime, Dr. Fascinella wants my wounds taken care of in a very, very specific way. They should be dressed and bathed in a very precise manner. There has to be a special solution and a very, very thin bandage underneath the mask. He has written everything down very precisely. Open that up. Please, read it.
Well, it all looks very straightforward. I'm sure Dr. Weiss or even his nurse could handle this.
I don't want Dr. Weiss to do it. I want you. You, David.
Yeah, so that night, Erica wandered out of the hospital like some poor frightened deer, and those reporters went after her like a pack of rabid hounds, just couldn't wait to rip her to shreds. That was all thanks to you.
You had something to do with that?
Oh, no, Opal's badly mistaken. I could never do such a horrid thing.
You could, and you did. First, you just happened to drop by for a visit, then all of a sudden, Erica knows that she's been scarred, and the whole world just happens to be around to watch her fall apart.
Well, that was pure coincidence.
Liza Colby told me how you blamed some poor nurse.
Oh, you believe Liza Colby? The woman is about to give birth.
So what?
Women in that stage are hardly in their right mind. I mean, think of all those raging hormones.
I've got a few things raging inside me right now. I think we're gonna have to postpone our lunch. I'm gonna take a look at every transaction that has happened since Erica's accident.
It's a good idea. I lost my appetite anyway. Come on, walk me out of here.
Why me?
You believe in Dr. Fascinella's methods?
Absolutely, but I'm not going to be the one performing them.
But you have a connection with Dr. Fascinella. If there's a problem, he'll accept your calls. You are connected to him in a personal way. Dr. Weiss can't offer me that.
So it's because of my connections.
Partly. Dr. Weiss may want to do things his way.
And I won't?
Look, as you know, I don't think much of you as a human being. But I do know how skilled you are. And Dr. Fascinella says you're a genius.
I've already told you that myself.
Yes, you have. And that kind of confidence is exactly what I need right now. I mean, this stage of healing is very, very delicate. The facial tissue is very delicate. There can be no slip-ups. So naturally, I want a genius taking care of my face. I know how careful you'll be. Will you do it?
Find everything you needed?
Well, everything seems to be in line with the reports I've read. It does appear that you're a fine accountant.
Good enough to know if there's a nickel out of place. Keep that in mind.
Come in.
Will you see models in now, Mrs. Bennett? They've been waiting over an hour.
Oh, well, dear, guess I'll have to. What would I? Well, leave the photos and show them in.
Thank you.
Models? What models?
I assume for the promotion.
Well, forget about it. Erica's the only model for the Return to Glamour campaign.
Well, that's what we'd all hoped, yes, dear. But if she set up these interviews... Look, Erica also realizes she cannot let her company just flounder while she circles the globe looking for miracles.
I don't know who called these models in, but there's no rush on the campaign. Stock's up.
Well, that's nice. That's good news. But it'll crash right through the bottom if Erica makes one false move, and you and I both know that. I'm afraid Erica's modeling days are over.
I think that's up to Erica to decide, and no one else.
You know, her brands will be much better behind the camera, not in front of the camera anymore, and she really shouldn't delude herself. And if you and I have her best interests at heart, we shouldn't let her.
Don't give me any lessons in friendship, Vanessa. I believe you flunked the course. I'm gonna go right to the source on this one.
Meaning?
Erica.
Before I give you an answer, you should know that Fascinella called me after he saw you.
So then this isn't news to you.
He asked me to look after your face.
Then you've already agreed?
No. I told him that I would do what I can, but I didn't think that you would allow it.
Please, David. I trust you medically, in any case.
Thank you.
You've earned it.
I'm not going to miss a step, Erica. I feel terrible for what happened to your face. And I also feel responsible for it. If I would have just pulled over on the side of the road and waited for the storm to pass.
Look, there are many, many ifs in
Yes,
this
there
whole
are.
thing.
But I am sorry.
Well, you said you had very good reason to keep going that night, that you were anxious to get back to a patient, and as a patient of yours, I can't fault you for that.
Well, I'm glad that you understand.
I do. I mean, of course, when I think that this whole thing could have been prevented, that makes me very angry.
Well, that's only natural. But at the risk of sounding self-serving, negative thinking will only impede your recovery.
Yes, I know. I have to be positive thinking. I have to let my anger go. It's not going to change anything. However, what is it that Dr. Fascinella said he wants me to do? He wants me to be optimistic, yet realistic.
Well, that's very good advice. So in that case, I will warn you once again to be careful around my mother.
Oh, David, please. Now, I thought we agreed that we would keep this strictly professional.
This is medical as well as personal. She's poison, Erica. Vanessa has a way of undermining hope.
David, could we then agree to disagree about your mother?
For now. I'll redress your bandages in the morning. I have an appointment that I can't miss.
Heart surgery.
Something like that. Excuse me.
Well, of course, you two must realize there's going to be an exclusivity clause in your contract. Hope that won't be a problem for either one of you.
Not at all.
Not for me.
How long would we be shooting?
Well, several weeks. I don't have an actual start date yet, but we'll go through all those details with your agent.
Does that mean you're hiring both of us?
Oh, yes. Didn't I make myself clear? I think together you represent the kind of look I've had in mind for the Return to Glamour campaign.